Boom! All right, we are live this morning, this Wednesday morning. It's the morning show. I got people on my left who are the Zoomers, all my Zoom people, which is our POM Academy students. They're online. We're getting ready to start them up for their school day. We've also got TikTok going on here. You can find me or this stream, TikTok. It's Jason C. Potter. You can find me on TikTok, Jason C. Potter. And of course, here we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and perhaps Instagram, maybe. I don't know if Instagram's working today or not, but we did throw it out there to see what's going on. But all that being said, we hope that your day is going awesome. We hope that you are ready to begin a brand new day, right? That's what the morning show is about, us getting together, kickstarting the day, making things happen. I don't know what you've got going on. I've got my cup of coffee. I don't know. Copy, command, paste. I've got my coffee here. This is cup number 2. And man, we're just excited about this day. Excited. Don't know who all is going to be on. Like I said, we're kind of looking, hopefully we got our regular crew. If not, we'll figure that out another day. But man, it's just awesome. It's just absolutely awesome. I do want to say this as we get the day started. All right. If you are like, hey, I'm enjoying this. I want to be a part of this. This is something that fits me. We talked about it yesterday. We're looking for like, this is me. I'm looking for a place to get better. I'm looking for a place to improve. I'm looking for gatherings like this, a stream like this, that when I wake up, something's going to fire me up, right? Like we're looking for those kinds of things. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe? You can either subscribe on Facebook. I've got it's a page. It's not my personal profile, but a page profile, which by the way, I'm working hard to get all of my friends back. So back in the day, I got hacked by a third party on my Facebook, and Facebook, I love you, but you let me down. You went silent and deleted my account. So now I'm trying to find all my friends. So literally every couple of days I look at the suggested and I just start hitting add. So one of these days I'm going to get all of my friends back and hopefully some more. And if I didn't want to be your friend, I ain't adding you back. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. A couple of people thought I had like deleted them or whatever, but we're working it out. Anyways, you can subscribe to the page. It's Jason C. Potter. You can subscribe to my YouTube page. You can follow me on Instagram. Whatever is a way that you like to interact on social media, that's a great way to get it going. Of course, TikTok. We got to love our TikTok. Hey, good morning to you all. Somebody said, heck yeah, let's go, dog. Getting fired up. But anyways, anybody out there on the Zoom land? Do we have any of our guests on the Zoom? Who we got here?
Yes, sir. Mark's here.
We got Mark, the man, the myth, the legend, Henderson. We've got Valentine. We've got Austin, and we've got Kevin. Mark, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great. Sorry, so I'm going to get some extra gear later. It might be a little difficult for you all to hear, Mark, but I asked Mark to hop on here today. Again, we're talking about getting better, right? You guys want to get better out there in Facebook land and YouTube land, Twitter land, wherever you are. I want to get better. And Mark, you've just had a fantastic transformation. By the way, are you guys still in Florida or did you make it back home?
We are home.
Okay. Is that good or bad?
Florida was really nice. It was. We had that storm. The storms hit you guys too, but we had those storms roll in, and we would walk or we would drive to a private beach area that would go past the dunes. You would actually have to walk like a quarter of a mile to get back to the beach. And we normally would have had it all by ourselves, all for as long as we were there. And then when those storms moved in and nobody was allowed to go into the beach, they were all coming down to us. Because they wouldn't, everybody around all the public beaches were, weren't allowed to go into the water. So
Yeah, the secret, not so secret anymore.
Oh, right. It was all the rip tides and everything else, and they were strong. My wife is a strong swimmer. I am not. So I would go down into the water about waist high. We would be out there, and it would be like, oh my goodness, let's go in closer. So
Absolutely. Hey, on that note,
there was some crazy water.
yeah, absolutely. On that note, like more than likely, people on this stream, they're going to know who you are, who I am, all that stuff. Of course, I do have some folks popping in and out on TikTok. And man, you just never know. You never know. So why don't you take a few moments, man, and just tell us a little bit about you, your family, what you do, what's your interest. Give us the rundown on Mark, the man, the myth, the legend, Henderson.
I don't know about all those things, but we're in Columbus, Ohio. I was raised in church all my life. Minister. I just left a toxic relationship with the post office, so no longer there. I used to be the mailman, but now I am pretty much a husband and a father of five. Got 4 grandchildren, and my oldest son just got engaged over the weekend, and she has a baby. Congrats. So I'm going to have 5 grandchildren.
Wow.
Yeah, and Eli is the youngest. He is a baseball star that takes us many places. He's a junior in high school, and he won the state championship last year here, Division I in the state of Ohio. His picture has been in the paper so many times. They're quoting him the wrong person, but they're
quoting
him and all his. It's crazy. I sent him a message today. It's like, it's great that you're using my son's picture, but you're calling him the wrong name.
That's very offensive. We picked that name out, so use it.
Right. Right. That's why we were down in Florida. They go down there for spring break and to get the first 5 games of the season in under the belt, because the weather here in Ohio is so unpredictable. And but he's doing good. We're doing good. just trying to get back into the swing of things with my health. The post office pretty much ruined my body with walking 16 to 20 miles a day carrying mail.
So I want to
I
pause on that. Just keep this in mind, guys. This ain't like he's driving like most, but you did the walking route, right?
I did a walking route for
Wow.
15 years, and for 10 of it, it was up and down stairs, up and down hills, and stuff like that. And virtually my hip gave away. Your shoulders. You see a lot of male people. Male people can notice male people out in the stores or out in the public. They have the shoulders kind of go down a little bit. I always wore my bag across my neck, so I do have neck problems, but at least my shoulders can be level when I'm walking. But yeah, my hip gave away. I had hip surgery, and right after the IAF conference, not this year, but the following, before year 21, I got prayed for my hip and everything else, and I'm like, I got to get this taken a look at.
Right.
I was pushing 280 right after conference. I got my hip looked at. He told me that I would have to have surgery. We could try physical therapy. I tried physical therapy for probably 6 months, and it helped a little. But then COVID situations started again, and nobody was coming to work. I was working 90 hours a week just to get the mail delivered every day because I was a manager, and they were still making me go out and carry mail because we didn't have anybody to sort the mail or deliver the mail. So I would come in at 4 o'clock in the morning and virtually be done working at 8 o'clock at night. So,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
During that time, my hip got worse and deteriorated more, and it got to the point in September when my boss found out that my wife was going to sue them if something seriously happened to me. I was told that I was not allowed back until after my surgery. So, they kind of did me wrong, and I took an early out with the post office and left here just a month ago.
Wow. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah. I didn't post it. I didn't do anything. I made a little picture about leaving a toxic relationship with the post office, but I didn't really.
Sure. Well, I remember you having those. In fact, I guess that all started like at the height of COVID almost, right? Like, because yeah. I mean, you did that for like.
It was to the point. Yep, I did it for the entire time COVID started.
Yeah.
So for a year and a half, I was working those crazy hours, and it just my body deteriorated very quickly with already a bad hip.
Yeah.
And I could barely walk. I couldn't put my socks on. There was times that I would have to pretty much sit on the bed and try to force my leg up to get my sock on. That's how bad my hip was.
Dude.
And I was continuing to work with that. So it got to the point after the first doctor appointment, I said, I got to do something. If I do have surgery, I won't even be able to lift myself up and do anything, and especially recuperate. And the funny thing is, the nurse, when I had surgery, I came home. They send you home the same day. And I was walking in my garage with the help of my wife and son, and my leg just started bleeding. So
oh, God.
I was like, oh, this is not good.
That's not how that's supposed to work.
So it all of that happened. she says, she said, well, you have a big leg, and I said, well, I've lost. Oh, she was talking about my scar. The bigger the butt, the bigger the scar. She told me, and I said, oh, good thing I lost that 60 pounds. And she said, oh, thank God, because I had to hold your leg all surgery. So yeah, I lost 65 pounds trying to, and it was with we used the Weight Watchers app.
That's awesome.
You put in what you eat,
Mm-hmm.
and it counts your points or whatever. You're given a certain amount of points a day.
Mm-hmm.
They've changed the program a little bit. I don't like it as much, but my wife has lost 35 pounds doing this. So,
that's awesome.
We feel a ton better, and it's crazy how this world we live in, everything is geared to fast food, and when you go to count those items that you're used to eating and you eat for convenience, it's unbelievable how much calories and how much points for our program
Right.
it is.
Oh, absolutely.
You could eat a Big Mac and it's taken 2 days or 3 days worth of allowance.
Right. Right. That so how long did it take you to drop that 60, would you say?
I dropped 62 or 63, and it was probably between May and September.
That's awesome. So May, June, April,
yeah.
April, June, July,
and
August,
I wasn't
September.
starving.
Yeah.
I wasn't starving. I was
right.
just eating food that was good for me.
Mm-hmm. So really and truly, because from what I understand about the Weight Watchers program, what it did is it brought awareness to what you were eating by kind of gamifying it, right? So all of a sudden it's like, oh, wow, like I'm breaking the bank in terms of calories when I eat this, right?
Right.
That's awesome.
And it gives you awareness of what you're eating and what it's costing you to eat it.
Right.
It gives you, like when I was heavier, I would have 40 points to use during the day.
Right.
And I could use it any way I wanted. If I wanted to eat ice cream, I could count that and eat that. And that's what we liked. If we wanted to cheat a little bit,
it was ice cream.
We were still counting. Yeah, we were counting, but it would cost you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, your frappuccinos at McDonald's or Starbucks or whatever, those things are like 30 points.
Yeah.
And if you get 40 points per the day, you would either be eating fruit the rest of the day or vegetables, or you had to make a choice of what you were. The good thing about that is we never went to meetings or anything like that. We just did the app. We joined and used the app. The app was wonderful, as long as you weighed your items and counted your items, or you could scan a barcode on each individual food. I'm not their spokesperson or anything, but I mean, it worked for us.
Yeah.
Now that we are, I'm lifting and gaining muscle. I gained some weight back.
Good.
But I gained. I'm up 20 from where I was, but I'm still in the same size clothes.
Exactly.
So, I've gained a little bit of stomach, but I mean, my parents moved in. He's my father's got dementia, so I've been taking care of him, and the only thing he wants to eat is waffles.
Wow, let's go. It's waffle time.
Yeah, I'm like making waffles and all this other stuff, and stuff that he won't eat green beans. He won't. It's almost like I had Elf living in my home. I'd seen him put syrup and stuff on things that should not have syrup.
Right. Did you say Buddy the Elf? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Is sugar and syrup? Then yes. That's
right.
great.
And that's how it's been for a while. So But yeah, we are trying to get back into the swing of things. We have been, you know, besides our vacation, we were on the right track. But when you're on vacation, you're on vacation.
You're on vacation. Hey,
But
absolutely. And bro,
yeah,
like, uh-huh.
but with the surgery, I was now able to walk to get coffee or walk to
Right.
this or walk to, make different decisions about health. And
Mm-hmm.
I seen, I see Anthony Roberts posting his journey and all the walking that
Yes.
he's doing and his steps and count. And that's great. That is awesome. Just moving, getting up and having the momentum and moving and all that other stuff is a world of difference in your body when it comes to wanting to change the way you are.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can't. No, number one, the goal of good health is is vitality, right? I want to feel good. I want to have strength. I want to have energy. I want to have all of these things, right? And
Right.
to your point, like, hey, when you're on a journey of like, hey, I don't feel good, and I need to start something. When it starts to take effect, like it's amazing. And we've talked a little bit about this. About 2 years ago, I did a little health journey myself, and it was ridiculous, the difference of how I felt. And even this past year, I've spent this year trying to figure out, because to your point, I could kind of hear in your voice, you're like, I'm not their spokesperson, but man, it worked, right? And that's one thing that, like, a
Right.
year ago, I was like, why do different things work sometimes and not sometimes? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are? And so I went on a well, I mean, I put myself through a course. Like, I went through a certification for personal trainer, and they actually talked about what the science behind, uh, for specifically weight loss, but even muscle gain, all that stuff. But one of the things they said, scientifically, was, in terms of what kind of diet or what kind of program you do, typically if the protein is about the same and the calories, they call it calorie deficit, which is what you guys did. You started watching your calories. As long as you're lowering your calories, you're going to lose weight, and you're going to do it more long term if you're exercising as well, because now you're building strength, and to your point, you're building muscles, and those muscles actually demand more energy. And where are they going to get
Right.
that
And
energy? From your body.
right, more
More
muscle,
muscle,
more
more.
calories you need.
That's right. That's right.
So
That's
and
why I
and
bet Eli
and
throws down like 5,000 calories, 10,000 calories a day, don't he?
right. Well, he throws down a lot, and here's the
Yeah.
kicker. He in the morning I always make his breakfast, and a lot of the times he'll have a smoothie with some of the protein powder that we
Yeah.
got from you, and we just add that into his fruit and vegetable smoothie,
Yeah.
and he's getting all that protein, and then he's drinking protein at night, which
Hmm.
is that the protein he drinks at night I wouldn't even touch because it's like 2,000 calories.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but it's it's a matter of the muscle that you have.
Hmm.
I mean, he's killing it, and still we were in Florida, and he was like, I've lost like 6 pounds. I got to get back to the gym.
That's right, man.
And every time he comes up the bat, these guys are like, look at those baseball pants on that guy. Those look like spandex.
Yeah. 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 It's like, dude, I can't help it, man. My lift game is tight. It's tight. And it is.
Right.
It's funny. I was even talking to a trainer a while back ago, and he said, he talked about. He said the information about fitness, health, all that stuff, it's so just sporadic and just not really. He gave an example. He said, man, I had a lady. She was trying to lose some weight, and she said, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. She said, I'm only eating 900 calories a day. And he goes, whoa. Well, I'm going to give
You know,
you an opinion. Okay. He said, this is going to sound odd, but just hear me out. He said, I want you to start eating at least 1,500 calories a day and just do some moderate exercise. And she was like, what? What? Eat more? Like you're not hearing me. I'm trying to lose weight. He said, I know. He said, but you have conditioned your body to survival, and now it won't burn anything because it only thinks you're going to give it 900 calories. So it's literally backing off. You've got to lean into it knowing that I'm going to be doing the exercise. I'm going to be doing these things because now my body is like, oh, okay, yeah, we're going to do some work. Let's go. I do want the calories because we're burning, we're doing stuff. And by the way, if like being conscious of what you're putting in, because even though calories are the first part of, really watching that weight, you got to be conscious of what you're putting into your body, because if you're not giving your body nutrition, you could actually lose weight but lose things like bone density, like, right, like all of a sudden I'm actually becoming weak and
right,
frail.
right.
And what you guys are doing a great job in is saying, oh no, man, I am watching my calories, but dude, I tell you what, I'm putting some good stuff in too, because we're not, like, you're not
Yeah,
starving yourself. That's awesome. Don't do it.
yeah. Your body starts to sabotage itself,
Yeah.
and like you said, starts eating away muscle, and that's why a fast is good for a period of time. But if you're on a fast and you are still checking your weight or whatever because you have to wait in, that's why you lose like a bunch the first 2 days or first 3 days of your fast, but then it starts slowing down,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not losing as much. It's because your body starts hoarding and sabotaging itself,
It
with a long term fast.
It does, and I'll tell you something that was mind blowing for me. The thing that I've always heard people say it's water weight, and I'm like, well, what does that mean? Because when I did my deal, I drank a ton of water, and I was like, so that doesn't make, I don't even understand what that makes sense. So I found out what that means, and to your point, you're exactly right. So when your body, and again, y'all help me out if I'm saying this wrong. Y'all can fact check me later. You can inbox me later. But your stored energy, called glycogen, I believe, whatever that is. But anyways, that's the stuff that's just waiting to be tapped into. Okay. And so when your body is not getting what it needs, it taps into that. But part of that glycogen is water. So as it's depleting your kind of free floating energy, it's also depleting that water that's a part of that. So to your point, you're exactly right. Your body says, "Man, you didn't give me anything. I'm going to have to take what's out there." And as I'm taking that I'm rapidly losing weight that first initial little bit. Why? Because I drained my system. So now I've lost, I took that energy, converted it to function, and in doing so, it made me lose water too.
Right, right.
But
I was,
it's yeah.
that was back in the day when Biggest Loser was on TV. We would always watch it,
Oh yeah.
and but we would sit there with a bowl of ice cream and eat and watch it. But uh, but
That's
they would
awesome.
have there was times that people would have great weeks, like they would lose like 11 pounds or they would do this or that, and then but the following week they would only lose like two.
Yeah.
So your body will adjust yourself. You want to lose flow, and if you're out there and you're discouraged that you only lost 1 pound, you still lost.
You lost.
Or if you only lost half a pound, you still lost.
Yes.
Your body is not going to drop 3-5 pounds every week. It's not healthy to do that. The
Right.
faster you lose it, the easier it will come back on.
Yes.
And you're losing, you're working, you're putting in the work, you're doing all this other stuff, and you're losing slowly. My wife was so discouraged that she was losing slower than I was. But it's easier. It's been easier for her to keep it off.
That's awesome.
I had it in my mind. I had in my mind that I have to do this by September or October so I can have the surgery. And I was working 90 hours a week, while I was doing this journey. So, and it wasn't, just little stuff. I was there throwing packages every morning at 4:00 in the morning. I was unloading trucks. I was doing all this other stuff that it was like a cardio all day long.
Right.
So, I was losing quickly, and I was doing it the correct way. But it's just a matter of if you're out there and you're losing it 1 to 3 pounds a week, maybe 5 at the most, you're doing great. Just don't go out there and say 11 pounds. You can't do that physically every week.
Right.
So don't get discouraged. Anything is a loss. Even sometimes, if you have a bad week, maintaining is a win also.
Shoot, yeah, it is.
You're not gaining. You're staying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. Well, hey, we are actually, unfortunately, we're over time, but I'm so appreciative, bro, of you coming on. And I just now looked at the Zoom. I didn't know Martinez was in the house. He's been out there quiet, just listening this morning, I guess.
All good stuff. Taking it all in. Thanks, guys.
That's right. That's right. Well, we'll definitely have to get things rolling again in the morning. But for you all watching, listening, listen, the takeaway is this, right? Whether you are in great shape or you want to improve the condition of your health, at the end of the day, all right, you just got to pay attention. You got to keep at it. You got to stay encouraged, right? You're probably going to try some things that just don't work, but you got to stay at it. And you got to find the thing that works for you. All right. You got to find the thing that works for you. At the end of the day, though, it's going to come down to, am I paying attention to the things that matter? And man, Mark, great example of getting it going. And at some point we'll have to get you on, talk about a little bit of your transition, about the I'll be honest with you, the courage to walk away, to say, hey, this is not, healthy. This is not a healthy environment. It's not a healthy relationship. I would almost even say that I wonder if that even had something to do with your health. If we really looked at it and said, man, that's why I just didn't, whether it was the motivation or whatever, because stress destroys your body. It destroys your body.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I would love to talk to you about it. And I'm just thankful, to quote a good woman, hey, I was just glad to be a part of your little old show today.
Your little old show. By the way, that little old show needs to get back on the air. I've been telling people, Inbox Livingston.
So bad.
Inbox Livingston.
I miss that show so much, and I was glad that your show came back, and because I missed it too. But man, I'll tell you what, Living Inspired was my go-to every day.
Yes.
When it was on.
Yes. Hey, I know.
I would pump it in the post office.
Absolutely. Well, I do feel like at some point it's coming back. It's all about timing, but I'm feeling really good about it. All right. Well, hey, kickstart your day, guys. Thanks again for being on the show. We will catch you all tomorrow, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, right, to get your day started. Go out there, make some healthy choices. Make some healthy choices. Even if you're like, man, I don't know. I dare you to make a healthy choice today. One thing, I'm drinking more water, right? I'm going to get a little exercise. I'm going to eat a little less, right? Like whatever it is, I challenge you today. Make it happen. All right, guys. Have an awesome day.